as you just make yourself comfortable and begin to relax, maybe noticing the rhythm of your breathing, the gentle ebb and flow of the air as it moves in and out. And as you follow the rhythm of your breathing, you might notice the muscles in your body just starting to ease, soften and become relaxed. And whether the world around you is busy or quiet, you might notice that there's a particular way that sunlight will sometimes slip in through even the smallest window. Curious, gentle and persistent. And if you notice a little of that kind of light where you're resting now, or maybe you just imagine it, perhaps a simple warm beam can land across your lap, inviting your attention inwards as you just allow yourself to settle in a way that makes sense just for you. There's no need to force anything. Just noticing is enough. So let your awareness drift for now. Simply noticing the ways you're supported wherever you're resting, here and now. And there's a funny thing about that light. As it touches different surfaces in a room, it seems to reveal layers, dust, colour, the shape of things you might pass by every day without a second thought. That gentle illumination, like a soft brush, begins to uncover what quietly waits beneath. And you might allow your awareness in the same way to explore the familiar space inside. The space that remembers being curious, inviting you to sink comfortably into your own experience. Like settling into a well-worn chair, one that seems to fit your shape perfectly. Each breath can become a little deeper, and each thought a little lighter, as you allow any tension just to flow away. There's nothing you need to do but notice. And as you rest here, listening to my voice, just imagine that you're in a library. A library as wide as imagination, filled with shelves not only of books but of ideas, adventures, and possibilities. Sometimes people think that reading more is about discipline or obligation. But what if it's also about reawakening the explorer part of you? And you might notice how some stories, when found at just the right moment, feel less like assignments and more like secret doors swinging open to new worlds. And in this library within your mind, the books call to you softly, not loudly, not demanding attention, but invitingly, as though saying, you could wander this way if you'd like. And it's interesting, isn't it, how sometimes a person can believe they lack motivation to read more, when actually what's missing is the sense of wonder that naturally draws you in. Rather than pushing yourself, you can just let curiosity do the work, just as the river lets gravity do its work, making reading less a task and more a gentle discovery. Think back to a time, maybe long ago, maybe recently, when you lost yourself in a story or an idea, and the hours slipped by almost unnoticed. There's a part of you that knows exactly how to become absorbed in words, finding the rhythm of the sentences, the texture of every page. And you may notice too how stories sometimes seep into dreams or spark new questions or rearrange possibilities in ways you didn't expect. And the intention behind wanting to read more is often less about tallying books and more about feeling that spark, that aliveness, kindled by a sentence, a character, a thought you'd never imagined. And what a relief then that you don't have to force yourself. You can choose to notice what draws your interest naturally, trusting that even a few moments spent with the right book can shift your whole day or week in small but meaningful ways. And some people discover that by placing a book where it's easy to reach, or by letting themselves simply wander enjoyably through a single page at a time, reading begins to flow again, almost without trying. And there are so many ways to connect with new ideas. Printed books, digital pages, audiobooks whispered in the background. And any of them can be an open door. And just in the same way, the light finds a way through the smallest crack. Your own desire to learn and explore can find its own way through, even if there's a busy schedule or a lingering fatigue. And you can just allow reading to become a gentle companion once again, rather than a chore, a place for comfort, adventure, and rest. And you may discover as you return to the room around you a new sense of curiosity or a gentle urge to reach for that book you've meant to open or to browse a few pages just to see what they offer. Begin to bring your attention back to your body, your feet on the floor, your hands resting, the air on your skin. Notice the room again, the sounds nearby, the subtle energy of movement returning. And each breath can invite you up gently like sunlight brightening the room hour by hour. And when you're ready, maybe after a deep breath or a slight movement, coming all the way back to this moment, feeling refreshed and ready for whatever story you wish to explore. And in the coming days, you may begin to notice yourself feeling a gentle pull towards books, stories, and new ideas, and perhaps finding it easier than before to start reading, even for just a few minutes at a time. Often the very act of allowing curiosity to lead will set something positive in motion without any pressure or self-critique. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. You may be surprised at how a small change can make a big difference, and each visit here can deepen that shift. And if you found this session helpful, feel free to return anytime or to explore the channel further. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.